Hi Libra, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. Check them out for all three so that you know which part of you I resonate with most as a reader. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your key to the week this week, you have the Star card. Okay, nice. So hope, optimism, joy, and a glimpse into the future in all of these different areas of life. This week you are getting a little look-see, a little heads up from the universe to say, this is what you get if you continue on your path. So let's have a look what's showing up for you in all of these areas of life. So you've got the Page of Swords. Whatever you're focused on or working on this week, I will say whatever you're initiating over the course of this week, there's two ways that this could show up. Obviously, we're in August, which means the annual Aquarius full moon. So the first thing that I want to say to you is watch out for that full moon, because there's a curveball as a part of it, and it's very likely that at that moment in time you could be seeing something that really gives you some powerful insight into what February of 2025 is actually going to look like for you. So I will say the first point to really check in on is that Aquarius full moon, which is in like 2 weeks time as you're watching this. And then on top of that, whatever you're working on or launching out into the world at this moment in time, you know, watch out for the Mercury retrograde, but it's likely to start to come to fruition in Aquarius season of 2025, which would be anywhere from January 22nd, let's say, right through to February 18th of 2025. So whatever you're doing, you are getting a glimpse into the future this week. Now, speaking of this week, the Page of Swords is contracts, right? Contracts, written documents, paperwork. This is a week to cross your T's and dot your I's and take your time, right? Remember, this is a Mercury retrograde season. So you want to make damn sure that you are just taking your time with everything that you do. When it comes to your the options that are available to you, there's a chance for you to understand something this week that you haven't, maybe that you've been wrestling with internally for a while. For your, for your communications and conversations, you've got the Page of Pentacles. So 2 pages represents disquiet. So when it comes to the career, when it comes to paperwork, documents, when it comes to contractual matters, it could get a little bit gritty this week. So that is something that you do need to watch out for. Now, when it comes to oh gosh, come on brain. When it comes to those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, I think you're starting to understand just what this course is going to cost you, or what this avenue of study is going to cost you. And I don't mean just financially, that's a part of it, but for some of you, if you are giving up something that you really love to go back to school, this week you are going to be forced to really look at why you are going down that path. In this day and age, you can absolutely find a way to make a living from what you love. The idea that you just have to work a job for the sake of working a job is fucking dead. And if you're still buying into that lie in 2024, you need these 2 pages to snap you out of it. Okay? Now, soapbox moment over. When it comes to those of you that are employed by somebody else, this is some form of learning, studying that's going to show up for you. And it may actually be something that you're learning at the moment that will enable you to teach moving forward. This is you really sort of like this week, I think you're starting to realize and define what the purpose of your work life is, right? It's not about like your overall life purpose. I think that's revealing itself to Libra people at the moment, slowly but surely, because you're having these eclipses, right? Eclipses in your sign will do that, whether this is your sun, moon or ascendant sign. Your sun to a major degree, your ascendant and your moon to a lesser degree. And a lot of astrologers would argue this. They'll say like, oh no, if you're talking about eclipses. But for me personally and for my clients, I have noticed more that when it's when it's your sun sign that is eclipsed, it tends to have more of an effect on your like career and your life purpose and stuff. So be interesting to hear from you guys in the comments. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, this is really about gaining new knowledge, new insight, or seeking out the information that nobody else has. And this, coupled with these 2 pages, it's like you need to pick the right time to launch or to release this thing. So whatever secret information you're sitting on, you have to find the right time to put it out into the world. And for those of you that are retired and no longer working, it's likely to be through your family and or your friendship group that things get a little bit fractious this week. And if that is the case, you're just going to have to find a way to go with it. All right. For your love and relations, you've got you've got the King of Cups. I love the King of Cups, right? So if you are single and looking to mingle, you're meeting somebody who is very different, very out there, somebody who is not only very intuitive, but also somebody who it's kind of like still waters run deep with this person, right? You'll never know all of sort of what's going on the surface. You have to really get to know them, to know all of their, what goes on behind their eyes, or deep in the sense of self of who they are. So you could be meeting a Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio person who could make all the difference to your life. And I've got to say, this will be just the introduction. I think you're going to be so busy that you won't have time to commit to it just yet or just now. But it's like they come into your life and they just kind of watch from the outskirts, right? Not in a creepy sort of stalker, pervy kind of way. Although the Page of Swords is here, so you never know. It might be somebody as well that you've maybe chatted to a few times online but never actually kind of crossed the barrier into the real world. And then for those of you that are partnered, married or in a long-term commitment, if your partner has an idea that they have run by you several times and you've shot it down because it doesn't work and whatnot, if you find that they are kicking off extra this week, like really trying to get you to understand that this is a good idea, listen to them. This might be, right, let's say they get it wrong 99 times previously. This 100th time is the time that they've got it right. Whatever they are working on, whatever their idea is for the future, whatever this thing is, it's a really good idea. Their execution, however, is not on point, and that's where you come in and maybe where you're able to help them. But I will say the idea itself is solid. They have an intuition about where something is going, and I would say to follow it, trust them. For your money and materials, you have the King of Wands. So you've got 2 kings here. 2 kings is minor counsel. So this could be that you are seeing a financial advisor, which I would absolutely advise. Anyway, I advise you to see an advisor of a financial kind, absolutely, for future plans and projections for money and resources. I would also say it might be a very good idea for a lot of you to think about oh gosh, come on brain. It might be a really good idea for you to maybe speak to like a lawyer or especially around money, around contracts. And because this is minor counsel as well, and you've got it with the star card, this is a brilliant week for you to have an astrology reading, or maybe you can get an Astro Tarot session with Rafi. You can do that on the link in the description box below. Before we start, when we come to your physical health and vitality, this is one of my favorite cards for physical health because it means that you've really got all of the energy that you need to fulfill all of your plans and to get to it. So I love that. And then when it comes to your home and environment, this is you taking a step back to survey the land. It's like, okay, you know what? Worked really hard, got to this point, and now, it's the relax moment or the decompress. All in all, it's not a bad week. And what's interesting is, even though, so you've got the 2 pages, you've got the 2 kings, right? So this is ideas and plans becoming real or becoming tangible. And this week is a moment at which they cross over. But in order for them to reach potential or maturity, you have to really look at the path and see what it is that needs to be mitigated. And interestingly enough, look at them, right? You've got all 4 of the elements here, so you've got everything that you need to make it all work. With that said, I would wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.